One, we're live. Hey, podcast listening people. Connor Doobie here. Good to see you. Happy Tuesday to you. Coming at you live every single day of the week at 5:30 Mountain Standard Time. And today we're going to talk about content. More specifically, we're going to talk about content for LinkedIn. How can you maximize content for LinkedIn? Let's go. Hey, podcast listener, honored to be here live with you on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and you can also find the recording for all of our shows on all of your favorite podcast apps. If you want to check them out, just go search B2B Mentors and you'll find me. You'll find all the great guest interviews that I do, all the solo shows. And so make sure you go check that out, subscribe. And for those of you who have been tuning in live, dropping comments, sharing your DMs, giving me ideas too on content to create. I appreciate you very much. If you're watching after the fact, if you're watching live, which I see you, please do me a tiny favor. Make sure you give this a like, drop a comment, drop a question, share this out, if not even for you, but for somebody else, and stick around till the end because I have in my magic hands a free gift for you that you can take advantage of as early as this week. So how marketers can maximize their LinkedIn content? Let's talk about LinkedIn content, because if you're in B2B, the business to business sales, marketing, business development, you oversee those efforts for your company. LinkedIn is the most powerful organic and paid channel that you could possibly take advantage of. I mean, if you really compare it to email marketing, to Google AdWords, to Facebook, to even associations where you might be limited on the amount of people that you're reaching, really anything else out there, in the world of business to business, LinkedIn is dominant. Now, there may be another platform someday. Maybe I'll create it. Probably not. I don't want to do that. I don't want to disrupt LinkedIn, but there's really no other platform similar to LinkedIn. It is like the world's largest business to business trade show, but it's happening 24/7, 365. And so tools as powerful as like Sales Navigator, right? A lot of salespeople use LinkedIn, but a lot of marketers are not tapping into these tools on LinkedIn as much as I'd like to see or hear. So if you're a marketer, I can go to Sales Navigator. I can find prospects in my industry. I can find influencers in my industry. I can hyper focus my target searching to invite them into webinars, to offer them to follow our company page, to do a lot of, there's many different ways that you can approach using LinkedIn, but for almost free, right? Like almost nothing, you can all of a sudden access your whole world of direct clients and also influencers in those companies who are influencers to your direct clients. Content makes the world go round on LinkedIn, right? It's like you could have the best, fancy car, right? You could have the best invention in the world. And this happens often. The best invention in the world gets created and then nothing happens with it. Why? Because it doesn't get exposure. You can have the best car in the world and the sexy, cool sports car, but if it's parked in the garage and nobody's able to see it, what's the point? Or if you don't put gasoline in it, then you can't get anywhere. LinkedIn is the same way. When you're using content on LinkedIn, like what I'm doing right now, for example, right? I'm literally doing this in real time as I'm talking about it. um, content is gasoline for your marketing vehicle. So how can you make the most of this? Well, number one, it's not about the content to start. It's really about, okay, if we're going to do content and we're going to drive awareness, where are people going to go? Well, eventually all roads to a marketing impression, to awareness, lead through to your website or a landing page, which is also a website, right? They're for validation, for credibility, and also for the conversion. On LinkedIn, one of the first places people go to is either number one, your personal profiles, your somebody on your team makes a connection with a prospect, and then that prospect will go check out your company page. They'll find your company page, and then they'll go check out your website, and then maybe they'll opt in on their website, or minimally start to build familiarity with you. So that's the nuance of LinkedIn too, is personal branding is really, really important. But what do you need to make all of this effective so that when you are being successful with your content, you're not trying to fill a leaky bucket full of water. So messaging is the missing component to this. Messaging equals meaning. If you go back a few months ago, I put together a neuromarketing webinar with the top expert in the world on neuromarketing. He even wrote the book on the subject. And we did a webinar together. And this is really how people are using their profiles, their social accounts, is we help with Bing, Bing, and Bing, or we do XYZ for companies. Messaging equals meaning to your buyers, to your prospects, to the people that you want the attention of. And so, are you just talking about you, or are you talking about the pains that you solve for prospects? Are you actually talking about them, right? Are you using you statements like, for example, you are missing a lot of opportunity if you're not putting content out on LinkedIn. So you should contact activeblogs.com, get a content quote, and they'll create content for LinkedIn for you. That's one example, and for your business. So from your banners to your company page, and especially to your team's social media profiles, if you're doing all these things with content, and then somebody comes back and they go to check out your social media profiles, check out your company page, and the messaging just doesn't connect. It doesn't hit them right in between the eyes, then you're missing opportunities. So all of your employees, this is another area, is like you got CEOs with pictures of cats on their banner, and then you got a sales guy with like the Rocky Mountains as his profile picture, or his banner on his LinkedIn profile. You got Susie in accounting who really loves cats, and she's got pictures of cats in her profile picture and in her company in her LinkedIn profile banner, and it's adorable, but there's no consistency there. So consistency of branding with not just your company page, but also your individuals in your team should have consistent, clear messaging on all of your LinkedIn profiles. Same with a banner, so it looks professional. Headshot looks good. You guys are all saying something similar, right? There might be some iterations depending on what role you play, but having your job title in your headline on your profile is not a priority, right? People don't care about what they do or what you do. They care about what you can do for them and how you can help them. So think about that in your messaging. Are we set up optimally for when we are driving eyeballs to, one, keep people's attention, and two, get them to actually convert and to start a conversation with us or to take action with us in some way or another, right? You guys liking this? All right, let me know. Drop a comment, drop a like. Number two, diversifying. Now we've got our pages set up. We've got our profiles set up. We look good. we're ready to go. We're all dressed up with nowhere to go. So where do you go? You go to content. Now, when you start doing content marketing, and I noticed a lot of, many number of marketers make this mistake, is like there's a fine line between consistency of branding, but also being so generic and similar in the content that you're sharing that people start to tune it out. So you have like a certain type of post, and you stick to that kind of post, and then maybe you change the copy, maybe you change some stuff here and there, but people are going to tune it out. The other side is everybody. This goes back to neuromarketing too. Everybody consumes differently. Everyone self-educates differently. So do you really have a diversity and diversification in the kind of content that you're sharing? Not just articles, but also videos and graphic posts and memes and quotes and client testimonials. You got to mix it up. Yes, you want to be consistent in getting your brand and the brand recognition, but you don't want to be so consistent and plain that people start to tune you out. And then also you really got to accommodate, and you really got to compliment that, like, hey, I'm a younger millennial, but I'll still read articles. I still read books. I go through and I read blog posts put out by companies. And then I know baby boomers who only consume video content. And that's the way that they prefer to self-educate themselves. So you need diversification, and you need to leverage all the different ways that you can tap into diversifying content. So I'll give you an example. There's webinar and event pages. There's your company page. There's a newsletter feature. There's poll feature. There's sliding infographics that you can submit, and LinkedIn allows for all these different formats that you and your creativity can tap into and be able to mix up the way that you're getting your message across, right? I do this podcast here, but I also share articles. I also share graphics. I also share links. I also do a wide diversity of different things. So tap into that, okay? And then the next piece of that is really distribution. So there's a many number of ways to distribute content, not just taking a blog post from your website and then posting it and pasting it, the link to your LinkedIn company page. Number one, it's going to get buried because it's not natively on LinkedIn. Number two, it's not optimal for distribution. And so you can use native publishing on LinkedIn, which I love. If you do a video, don't share the YouTube link to your video. Okay. What you should do is actually upload the raw file for the video and then upload that to your channels. Now, not just your company page channel, but groups, which, to be fair, ignore that I said that because groups are pretty much dead on LinkedIn. So I don't even really share that much into groups anymore. Ignore that I said that. It just came into my mind. But use your team more importantly, because for whatever reason, LinkedIn prioritizes your personal brands. So your CEO or sales director or account managers or others in your marketing team are going to get significantly more reach if they share content you're creating to their profiles versus if you're just sharing it to your company page. Even if you share it to your company page and they reshare it from your company page, it's not going to get as much eyeballs as compared to natively having them share and upload. So do you have an incentive in place to get your team to be sharing more content? Think about partners, right? Partners, clients, other affiliates of yours. Are they also sharing your content on LinkedIn, furthering your distribution, furthering your ability for more reach? So make sure you got your messaging in place. Messaging equals meaning. Diversify the kinds of content, which, by the way, if you're struggling to get your content done. It's taking too much time. You're not getting the result you want to see. You're having to deal with too many different staff members, vendors, contractors to get it done. Go visit us at activeblogs.com. We can create all of your blogs, videos, social media content for B2B companies. So that is an option for you, right? And then you can focus on the bigger picture of your marketing versus spending your nights and weekends writing your blog posts. So go check that out, activeblogs.com. Number 3, distribution channels. There's more distribution methods through LinkedIn than you're probably considering. I can direct message prospects content. I can use the newsletter feature. I can use team members. I should use native as much as possible because LinkedIn doesn't want people to leave their platform. So they incentivize you to get your content on your company page and your personal profiles so it's native to the actual platform. So did you guys enjoy it? Did you like the topic? Do you have other topics that you want to touch on? Other topics that you think we should hit? Send me a DM. Drop a like on this. I appreciate all of you so much. You mean the world to me. My free gift for you, by the way, if you want the opportunity to mastermind, network, collaborate, share, and mentor around your marketing efforts with other high-level marketing directors, CMOs, executives, experts, business celebrities, go check out our free B2B Mentors Mastermind. It's free to you. You saw this video, you stuck around to the end, you saw this message, so it's free. All you got to do is sign up and you got to show up. Part of success, the biggest part of success is really just showing up, right? When I don't want to do these videos, I'm like, just show up, dude. And then all kinds of magic stuff happens. So check that out, activeblogs.com/live event, activeblogs.com/live event. Make sure you're following me so you get notified, 5:30 Mountain Standard Time. And with that, my friends, much love to you. Make it great, and I'll see you on the other side.